Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message, this tarot card reading, tarot card message for Quavo and Chris Brown. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. Okay, so I don't know if y'all listened to the diss track. I did, and I was like, damn. Okay, damn. But let's neither here nor there. Let's just let spirit do what spirit does, right? If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. There's also an energy of someone saying someone who was not touchable, someone who was untouchable is now like how do you say it? It's like all bets are off. Like, it's free game at this point. Like, there's something happening in Hollywood and in that industry where it is crumbling, and where people thought they had a lot of protection or they had a lot of pull and power. It's no longer. There's a definite shift in that energy of Hollywood and music and entertainment. And so it's like fair game. Like, I'm not gonna play. I don't have to do that no more, because boom 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 is not in control anymore, and they can't call the shots and they can't move their people like they once did. And so it just feels like this is not the only situation that we're going to see. It's going to be so many more, because it's like I said, I feel like the gates, there's some kind of gate, energy of a gate opening, and like mass hysteria, and people who were once caged in are coming out, and they like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You had me in this cage for a long time. Now I'm out, and what I'm about to do is a rumble in the jungle. That's just the energy that's coming through. Y'all already know how I am. If I feel it, if I hear it, I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do. So anyway, when it comes to these connected energies, spirit is acknowledging swamp angel, nuisance, propagation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and as opportunity. So somebody is just a nuisance for the other, and it could be dual energy. It could be him, Quavo, and Chris and Chris for Quavo, but this is just bad energy. This is like mixing oil and water right now. And spirit is acknowledging that this does have to do with a passionate relationship. I see pink. It makes me feel like passion. Kiss my grits. I should have walked away from that situation a long time ago. Know your worth. Self-respect. Strength. No thank you with kiss my grits. And this situation in the middle of the deck is what is creating this energy, because there's a lot of back and forth. The pot calling the kettle black. Okay. But it's like tit for tat. Like, you wrong for doing it. I'm wrong for doing it. But you ain't wrong for doing it. Like, make it make sense. So there is blue here letting me know that this is communicated upon. And I see black because I feel like we're always protected. We all are protected. We have our own, you know what I'm saying, team that protects us. And so it just feels like that. But there is chaos, there's spite, there's argument, there's debate, hypocrisy, projection, similarity, even blame is being tossed around. But introspection is needed. And I always tell you guys, hindsight is 2020. That my mama told me, so I'm gonna tell it to y'all. All right, so how does Quavo see Chris Brown? Current energy. Chris Brown's energy towards Quavo. Thank you. All right. He said he's sweet as a Georgia peach. There is some roots to Georgia on this, but he's acknowledging like, you real sweet. You talk a good game kind of energy. Okay. I do see blue, communication. I also see orange is very emotional when he's talking about him, but it's also like this connection to a flirt. A delicious experience. OMG. And spirit said because of that, okay, is this the connection? Because in the lyrics he did mention that he smashed his girl, him being Quavo. So Quavo smashed his girl allegedly. And what they said in the media is Crucci, something like that. I don't want to chop her name up. But he's acknowledging that delicious experience. Subconsciously, God don't like ugly. Nastiness, clash, revenge. So he's coming for him. Grudge. I've been had a grudge against you, my dude. Okay, in the middle of the deck, he's acknowledging like, but that's the windy road that you chose because it was going to add a layer to your cake. So don't be mad at how, you know, the road is going right now, because that was your choice. So it's windy, and you can get off of this path at any moment and choose a righteous path. But again, this path was chosen to give him a layer on the cake, to make him feel triumphant, confident, accolade, fame, and accomplishment. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So spirit is guiding me to go ahead and pull cards for Carucci and Quavo. Now, I remember some time ago, was that them? Gosh, because it just feels like he's had Quavo being he has had a couple of romantic partners, and I can't remember if that was Crucci. Okay, I hope I'm saying her name right, but Crucci and Quavo. And I feel like when I did their reading, y'all gotta check it out, there was a lot of energy about PR kind of stuff. But anyway, so Spirit is acknowledging that there's still got photos, and there was something that someone was not able to talk about, or maybe they did talk about being abused in secret when it came to Quavo and Crucci. There's also an energy of I'm at my best without you, and they're not talking now. But Petty is activated. Petty is activated. And then there's some energy around children. I don't know what that energy is in regards to the children. Please clarify for Quavo and a player myself. So there's just an energy of someone, one or both of them being a player themselves. That's that on that. Like, I mean, it seems really simple. When I did a reading on them before, I didn't pick up on passion. But yeah, there's definitely some photos of him and her together. But there's some energy about maybe speaking about abuse or being very closed mouth about an abuse that him and her might have talked about. But they're not talking anymore. They're not talking anymore. And she's also acknowledging I'm my best without you. She's getting grounded. Thank you, Spirit. Petty is activated right now. And there's something about children. I don't know how this child comes up. I don't know what Cruci's situation is right now. But they're acknowledging, like, I wasn't trying to be with him like that. She wasn't trying to be with me like that. She being Cruci and Quavo. Because they both was like doing their own thing. They was mingling. But this baseball, thank you, Spirit. This baseball comes up, this baseball uniform comes through, and Spirit is acknowledging that there's a connection to Cruci Tran and a baseball player. Okay, moving on. All right. Let's just get it out the way, okay? Sweetie and left hanging. So one of them got left hanging, and they was holding on real tight. But there was too much competition. It was too much competition. It was too much of a girl fight with this. Interesting that somebody got left hanging. Okay. All right. Spirit said that's cool. All right. How does Quavo feel about Chris Brown? Quavo feels like Chris Brown keep trying him. Like he's trying to get a solution. He's trying to have a breakthrough. He's trying to, play with his top. He's really trying to get him to respond. He keep trying. And subconsciously, he like, you sweating like a sinner in church, my guy. That he has guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession. There's something that he needs to come clean about. Quavo feels like Chris Brown is hiding behind something because of all of this solar plexus energy. Now his intuition is in front, and his intuition knows that we shouldn't do this, but he's got so much fire in his belly that he chooses to do what he wants to do. But Quavo, the energy that's coming off is like you keep trying to you keep trying to poke the bear, for lack of better words, and you need to really, really lay low. Like, you better lay low because there's some stuff that you don't want to come out about you. Okay. And he's talking about that hotter than blue blazes relationship that you have with a fire sign. I don't know who the fire sign is, but I always tell y'all, I'm going to keep it real when it comes to me. And the download is, and this reading is alleged, who's this passionate love that you have? He's going to really try to talk about him maybe in the P. Diddy scandal, it feels like. He's going to try to bring it up. And I can't remember if Puff Daddy was, or Sean Combs, thank you, Spirit, was a fire sign. But this is definitely the energy that's coming through. Like, you should lay low, because I'm going to talk about it. Now, allegedly, because I don't know if Chris Brown acknowledged that any encounter happened or not, but this is the energy that Quavo has right now, okay? Allegedly, okay? All right, so what's the tea between Quavo and Chris Brown? Family issues. because somebody is extra triggered. That fire sign is extra triggered. Second time we see fire sign, could be one of them, could be someone else. The fire sign is extra triggered, okay? Spirit is also acknowledging that there's some energy around child neglect, moving on next. This is the second time we hear about a child and moving on. There's something energy within each other, like there's some kind of energy about a child. This is crazy because I know Holly Weird is crazy, but then somebody's like, I don't do that. I don't get down like that. You know, I don't get down like that. I don't play games with people. I don't play games with people being sold. I don't play them kind of games. That's the energy that's coming through. I don't play with children being sold. So there's something there. Thank you. Moving on next. There's a lot of fake smiles between them, but somebody is fed up and they don't want to hear it no more. Okay, so let's get a little bit more precise. What's Chris Brown's energy towards, what's his beef with Quavo? Thank you. He feels like he keep running away from him. Like, wait. And he feels like you extra triggered Quavo with this fire sign energy again. Passionate, but yet chaotic, okay? And he says that Quavo don't got no facts. He never has a facts. He makes shit up and he lies. That's his issue with him. You really, really, really triggered him. I don't know if Chris Brown is a fire sign or not. In the area of business, but also in the area of passion. There is a fire sign acknowledging that there's a fire sign attached to this. This could also be P. Diddy's energy. He's like, you running ever since you triggered me with that fire sign. You always lying. You have no facts. Did Quavo say something about Chris Brown and Puff Daddy, Sean Combs? Okay, what's the tea with Quavo? He feels like Chris Brown is a stalker. He feels like you keep looking at me. You keep looking for me. You keep coming for me. You're obsessed. You're watching me. He also said you kissing ass right now. You're kissing ass. Some kind of fake apology, or you trying to get in good with this dude. And in the middle of the day, he's like, you giving people money? You giving people money? Offering them what? For what when it comes to Quavo? Giving them money for Quavo. To Quavo for what? He said in the middle of the deck, y'all have exchanged money. You've given him money. For what? Around this obsessive lover, dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, and karmic. I'm just going to keep telling y'all, thank you, Spirit. There's this energy of him trying to connect this situation to Puff Daddy. I don't know why. But yeah, obsessive. He's saying that you're kissing ass. You could have said something a long time ago. Why now? But then he's also acknowledging that he's giving him money. He's giving him money. It feels like around this obsessive lover. It could be hush up money. It could be quiet money. It could be handle this kind of money. But there's definitely something that Quavo is trying to keep on a low. Like, really, like that card said, you better lay low. Like, I know something. I know something. Not my business, not my problem. And this obsessive lover is interesting too, because is he acknowledging like Chris Brown is obsessive? Like, you always stalking. You stalk so hard. I got your number. You pay me to be quiet, or you pay somebody I know to be quiet. You've been giving money for these people to get quiet about how you get down. What do Quavo's ancestors want to say to him in regards to his issue with Chris Brown? Jumbie in reverse. Quavo wants to say to Chris Brown, Jumbie in reverse. Stop living in the past, hanging on to once was. You are the reason your life is stale. Let it go. Okay. He said, let that shit go. And what does Chris Brown's ancestors want to say to Quavo about the Quavo situation? Wise Spirit says sometimes the spirit team match energy too. Like, okay, we about to do this. Ancestors want to say to Quavo. Altar of air in reverse, clarity. Creative blocks, confusion, cloudy judgment, and brain fog abound. This is the moment of miscommunication. The fog in the air may be thick with lies, misunderstandings, overanalyzing, and gossip. Think of your own personal Mercury retrograde. Take your time to make way for clarity. So there's some things that you've said that are inaccurate. They are false. About Chris Brown. Watch what you say. You better lay low. All right, current energy for Quavo and Chris Brown. Thank you, Spirit. I'll show you to the ancestors. I'll show you to the universe. Budgeting. There's some greed here. There's holding on to people and possessions. There's some deep-seated past issues. Woo! Earth sign energy. Becoming a non-conformist about that. Like, I ain't gonna play with you. I ain't gonna change. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Subconsciously, there is going to be a lot of self-expression, truth, and openness. Okay? In the middle of the deck, this is about the Empress. This is about a woman. Loving, union, open, abundant. Yep. Oh man, is that what we're fighting about? Okay. How does Chris Brown feel about Quavo? Again, he's like, I got some deep-seated issues with you. He's holding on. He's not conforming. Subconsciously, with the Five of Swords, he's acknowledging defeat, surrender, change, walking away. He feels like there is some underhanded behavior when it comes to Quavo. Deception, lack of communication, bullying, aggression, intimidation, abuse, violence, crime. And in the middle of the deck, he's acknowledging that Quavo is stagnant, that he is impulsive, that he has some negative patterns with the Hangman. He's not happy with himself. He's in a space where it feels like he's being sacrificed. I'm not gonna go there, Spirit, with the Holly Weird and the hazing that they do. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay, anyway, moving on. Because a part of it just feels like a part of the process is to embarrass someone on a very large stage. Not my business, but it's a part of their process. Not my business. Okay, how does Quavo feel about Chris Brown? All right, with the Page of Cups, he feels like he got childhood issues. He has sexual abuse. He keeps bringing this up. Bad news, broken dreams, someone who does not plan for tomorrow. Subconsciously, Quavo is saying that Chris Brown needs to move on, forward, focus on self, focus on his choices and his outcome. Just go on ahead with this fire sign energy again with the Three of Wands. He's telling him to look over yonder and find something to focus on, travel, go abroad, but focus forward. Keep my name out your mouth. With the Five of Wands in the middle of the deck, he's also acknowledging an end of a conflict, setbacks, disagreements, and petty squabbling. Okay. With the Five of Wands in reverse. What's the outcome between Chris Brown and Quavo? Thank you. Oh, the Six of Cups. There is someone who's dealing with childhood issues. So they're going to be returning to their roots. They're going to be focusing on healing their childhood trauma, healing their inner child. Okay. There's something about children that just keep coming. I don't know what it is about children. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, Spirit is acknowledging subconsciously, because this is a waste of time. There's a lack of ambition. This is creating a lot of delays and disappointment. And in the middle of the deck, Again, someone feels like they're being sacrificed. Someone feels like there's stagnation, apathy, negative patterns, and detachment. Again, it feels like this is on the worldwide stage, the worldwide web, because someone is going through what feels like a process, be that hazing and or not. I'm not into Hollywood. I tell you the downloads and I move on. And like I tell you all the time, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. It definitely feels like at the core of this, there's a woman or women involved, and that someone just could not get over it, could not let it go, was like, nah, I'm going to take that to my grave when it comes to you. But it also feels like somebody on the other end, like Quavo, is just like whatever, like trying to brush it off, like whatever. Or Chris Brown is sticking to his guns energetically, no pun intended, but just energetically like, nah, I called you out because he kind of want to go back and forth with him. But again, for it to be like this, it feels like Hollywood. There's something that has happened, has transitioned where people, entertainers, are definitely airing their dirty laundry, as opposed to where before it was very hush hush, you didn't know. There's something changing energetically when it comes to that energy of Hollywood. And so more things are coming out, more things are being exposed, more people are feeling like they have the green light to speak up and say how they feel about certain things. Okay, P. Diddy's name was definitely brought up in here, or Sean Combs' name, energy was came up several times, where it feels like Quavo is using that energy to bully or poke the bear when it comes to Chris Brown. Again, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.